I'm back in my homeland. I'm living here now temporarily, again in the house where I was born. I've tried to live somewhere else, but I guess that I loved my hometown too much. I've tried to be this traveler, crossing horizons, wanting adventures. But I guess that I am not like this. And now that I'm back, I'm really feeling that I can be honest to myself and realize that there's also a part of me that really feels connected to sleep and just be honest that I want a quiet life, a very quiet, a very boring life. See, that was the thing that really bothered me in the end. Um, After time, you come across, I came across this unwillingness to surrender to every moment. And when you're on the road, of course, you are um, giving your soul, your heart, your identity to the road itself. And every person you meet, every adventure you take will have no end because it will be that is your life, that is your comfort zone, that is your structure of who you are, right? That moment itself. And I loved it for many years. I completely loved it because it meant that whatever you were could be seen in that environment. It was not, you were not some feelings that you hid from the moment itself. You had no secrets. It was all transparency. And I loved it. I loved it so much. I was addicted to it for a while. It's like a drug. And and honestly, I did it to escape the secrets, to escape the places and lifestyles of people with who had privacy or who had boundaries or borders. I had none of that. No, I was free, and freedom is nothing without responsibility. And the more freedom you have, the more responsibility you have to keep that freedom intact. Um, and after a while, this responsibility to keep my freedom intact became a burden. Yeah, and then it didn't give me energy anymore because it felt that I could not hold it in the end. it is as if all these things, borders, identity, privacy, secrets, um, environments where is no transparency, all these things, it seems that we all need these things as well to feel safe, to feel that we have a life, to feel that we have a personality. And it's very strange. But after 10 years, I think I figured it out. That, like, yeah, it's fun, like traveling, going to places, spending your life fixated on the dream of freedom. And no secrets and no borders. And it's fantastic. It's like paradise, no? But maybe for me, I also wanted very much to get to know the other side of life. And for me, I could not find that when I was traveling. If I could have find, found that, find that when I was traveling, I guess I would still be traveling, But my path went a different direction. And now I'm here, not knowing really what to do other than sleep and and try to incorporate these feelings of borders and boundaries and secrets and building an identity for myself that is not built on adventure and honest direct approach, but more in a secretive manner, more like uh, more like feeling that I can take small steps to get to know people, to get to know myself. This is very strange. This is very, very strange. Oh my god. So, 10 years I have traveled. And in these 10 years, I always had this sense of loyalty to the moment. The moment was above me. And of course, I had dreams, but the moment was always above me. And now I'm slowly coming to a point where I am standing above the moment after 10 years. And it's frightening and it's scary because suddenly you say to the world, you say to yourself, you say to your environment, here I am, I exist. And have a personality. So, in my other videos, I talk about my quest for love and my queen. And that is also one of the reasons why I stopped traveling. Because I found her in Turkey. I had an amazing time with her, and we had this idea of traveling together into Asia. But then she is not a traveler, no. She's just a girl living in society. And I fell madly in love with her. Maybe this is the reason. Maybe love is the reason of everything. Because I fell madly in love with her. And I made the decision that she was the one for me. I decided to go on a journey to find out how I could incorporate myself into her values and morals. And so here I am now, trying to find out how I relate to society in general for her. This seems too romantic, but maybe this is the way to view it. Yeah, because we don't have to be scared of like that to understand that love drives us. We are a slave to love. Because love is the most beautiful power in the world. So I found her. I found my queen. And then I I found out that she doesn't want a relationship. This was very weird to me because I wanted a relationship. I was ready to settle down with her, to create life together with her. But it seemed that that was too much for her. So I decided to be happy, to be happy with her decisions, and to support her, and to support myself in creating freedom. So what could I do? I could only shrug my shoulders and say, okay, this is reality now. I have to adjust to it. So after 1 month in Turkey, having the best dates in my life with this girl, I mean, just amazing. I went to the Netherlands again, planning to go back to Turkey with some money that I saved up while working in the Netherlands. But then I was in the Netherlands and I just decided to stay. I just decided to stay as well because this girl, this woman of my dreams, doesn't want a relationship with me. So who am I to go there again to Turkey um, with this vision, with this wish inside of my bones? And she would all the time feel that I want. And back then, I felt that I was not ready. Now, when I say this to you guys, I think I would be ready now. But that's the strange thing with time. You cannot go back in time. Well, you could, but then, anyway. What I was trying to say is that during these months that I've been here in the Netherlands, I decided to follow my own path, as I do. And I decided to go find a job for me that is suitable for me. So no more working in factories with car tires or cakes, but I wanted to find a job that is suitable for me. And then, with the help of my friends, a lovely song by Joe Cocker, by the way, I I found that I really loved to work in healthcare with elderly, with diagnosed people, with children. I didn't care really as long as it was in the healthcare. And then I scrolled online and da, and then I found a function called in Dutch it's medewerker mooie dag. That means that you are the employee of a beautiful day, something like this. And I thought, wow, what amazing! And so I responded with an email, and 1 week and a half I didn't hear anything back. And then suddenly I got an email in my inbox saying you are invited to have a sollicitatiegesprek, to have an intake for the job. And I'm like, whoa, this is intense. Because in that email also it said that I would have a conversation with the one, like, really high up guys in this company called Livio, and it was for elderly care. So the function was to make a beautiful day for elderly. But then I just thought it was just a, just a just a low key sort of kind of thing. But it turned out that if I committed myself to this job, I would also need to study for 1 year that they would pay, but then I would also have to work for them for 3 years to pay off the studies. And it was an entirely new thing inside that company into Livio. And Livio is amazing, guys. So, yeah, I heard things about the company, uh, and they take care of elderly people. And so I had a choice to follow my own path again, um, or to sit quietly and do nothing. So I chose, and I jumped in, and suddenly I was there in that room with the three top guys of the company. One was working with elderly people with dementia. Other one was working with uh, the with newly hired people of the company, and another one was um, all specific on the study itself. And and my friends had said to me, you know, you look, Jasmine, you have to just show yourself, be yourself. They will love you. And so, as I, all the time when I'm in these situations where I'm met with society, with, we have a word called, 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 called samenleving in Dutch. I don't know the English translation, but basically society and with the people living in it. I always feel like an outsider. Um, but my friend said, look, Jasmine, just be yourself and show them what you've got. You have nothing to lose. And this was actually one of the reasons why I felt so comfortable going there. You know, I had nothing to lose. I just wanted to show myself to them. And then whatever happened, happened, you know. I could go either way. I had nothing to lose. and uh, and so I went in there. I had this beautiful conversation with these beautiful people. Uh, they just said like, oh, you know, just be casual, you know, we are like family ourselves. So I didn't have to pretend that there was a hierarchy, which was awesome. um, and then we just kind of chilled out, and they asked questions and I listened. And here it was where I really felt that all of my experience as a traveler made me a good human, you know? Like, it's not so hard to be a good human, just you have to listen, pay your respect to the environment. But um, yeah, so I really felt happy that I could be a traveler, sitting there having conversation with them. Really dedicated to show myself and show that I'm willing to step into this journey with them. So that's what I did, and then they we laughed, and then um, they gave me questions, and one of the questions was, "What makes you the most happy in life?" And I said, "Oh, funny that you should say this, because this is what actually I was thinking of yesterday." And then they laughed. And then I said, you know, at the end of the day, when I crawl into my bed and I can think of a moment of that day where I helped another human being embrace himself a little bit more. And I started crying when I said this. And they saw it and they were like, oh, you were really touched by this. Yes. and um, and then I left the room, you know. And then I would hear something in 1 day or 2 days. I was with one of my girlfriends, and we were having an amazing time. And she said, what if they say yes? What would you feel? And I say, oh, I don't know, like maybe, um, yeah, I love my freedom. But then they called me and they said, well, we would love to have you on our team. And I didn't expect that I would feel so much joy. It was as if society had said yes to me. And this is a weird thing to say, but I guess I like to play with this concept of society and me and know if we can ever have a relationship together. And this, so in a way, in my mind, reality, society said yes to me and wanted to have take take a step more in the direction of the relationship we have in the good direction. And I was feeling so joyful. And they asked me, oh yeah, but you know already, that you because we love you and stuff. And I said, well, I gave you my personality. It's up to you to say if you want to journey further with me. I don't, you are the professional. But they said, yes, yes, we want. So long story short, I will begin working and studying in the 1st of June. It was first of May, but then they had to reschedule it because it's very new for them, and they had not figured everything out yet. But yes, so that's the story. I spent 10 years traveling after my queen, trying to find her. 5 years ago, I found her in a forest in Turkey, and it took 4 more years to have a second meeting with her. And then it turned out that she was not ready for a relationship. So I went back to the Netherlands and um, wanting to not sit on my ass, I took a step in the direction of my feelings that I had at that time. And it showed me a door, and I walked through that door. And suddenly I'm here. And if you would ask me if I would throw this all away to travel with Damla, I might meditate on it. And maybe I'll say yes. But there is something special about having a relationship with society. Not being an outsider anymore who travels, who gives his heart and soul and passion to every moment that exists without borders or boundaries or privacy. And, you know, one of the things that having a relationship with society gives you is, I think, peace and quiet from the streets. And this could be also an addiction. People who are so afraid of the chaos of the streets that they go into their houses and they lock themselves up in privacy and secrets. But there is something strangely weird about the union of these two worlds, the street life and the house life, There's something strangely weird about it, something beautiful that is happening. And as a storyteller, I guess I just love to get to know the both sides of every story. And I guess the love for that discovery leads me on. And now it's kind of boring because I sit at home, I'm not so good uh, at waiting, so I feel very bored, and I don't know really what to do with myself until the 1st of June. Um, yeah, but my friends have invited me for a festival next week in Germany, so I will go there. I will make some poetry, uh, and yeah, so things will happen. And I have a friend coming over today. So yeah, loads of things actually. But yeah, so um, I will begin this journey. I will be dedicated for 3 years or something in the Netherlands, in my hometown. And I love my hometown, by the way. Really, like, there's a sense of commitment in my body to my hometown. And I think I will expand upon this actually. There's also a storytelling cafe in Amsterdam, but a big cafe, I don't know what the name is actually, where 200 people sit and listen to stories on a Wednesday evening. I think that is just amazing and like crazy, like intensely beautiful. Um, so if I have free time, and I will work 24 hours and study with that implied. Um, so yes, I will have free time. Then I will travel to Amsterdam, perform my stories in this cafe kind of thing, where 200 people listen to me, and I will have a fantastic life, taking care of the elderly by day and telling stories by night. You know? It's And then after a few years of having discovered the other side of the coin, I can travel again, and who knows, have a relationship with Damla while traveling. There is this amazing site called Workaway, and that was my plan B. After a few years, I would like this as my future. Just working on Workaway with the love of my life next to me. But as of for now, I'm here, she's there, no worries, the love still remains. We talk every week via WhatsApp. Internet is an amazing invention sometimes, but sometimes it is not. And yeah, so I'm was just very happy to let you know what was on my mind and where I'm now, and hope to see you next time.